Hello and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to show you my LEGO Star Wars, Warhammer as well as Gundam collection in my display cabinet. I acquired this custom case slightly over 2 years ago, and over the past few years there have been lots of changes. So this custom case comprises of 2 sections and a total of 7 shelves, and unfortunately my whole collection doesn't fit into these 7 shelves, so there's been lots of movement here and there. So I'll show you what's on display at the moment and my plans for the future. So first up, we've got some Star Wars helmets. I've collected all the Star Wars helmets up to date besides the 3 latest March releases. I do want to pick them up at some point, but I'm just waiting for a better discount. We've got Venom, Carnage, as well as the 2 Batman hits here as well. So I've collected all the hits, basically, except for the Iron Man one, because I think that looks pretty bad. I might want to pick that up at some point to complete the collection, but I'm just not ready to pay like high resale price because I think it looks pretty bad, and it was on sale for a long time as well. So this shelf is able to fit about 8 helmets, I think. So I'm probably going to move the superhero ones to another shelf somewhere else and just put all Star Wars ones on this one. But I can only fit a maximum of 8 for the time being, so there's a little gap here. Some Star Wars Advent Calendar minifigs, but it's just a placeholder. I'm probably going to build the Luke Skywalker helmet next, and that will go up there. On the next Star Wars shelf, we've got the Boba Fett Starship, or Slave one. This was the 2021 edition. I think it looks really good. Despite its small scale, I think it's really nicely done. We've got the Sith out at the back with Darth Vader. Next to it, we've got the Vulture Probe Droid. A really nice kit. I think it looks great on display. It wasn't a very fun build, it's a bit flimsy, but it's quite nicely done on a little snowy base to represent Hoth. Here we've got the Mandalorian ATST. This is a set that I purchased back at the end of 2020 that got me back into LEGO Star Wars. Next to it, we've got the 2021 TIE Fighter, as well as the recent 2023 TIE Bomber. So they're both on this custom display stand that I made using some bricks from the Pick-a-Brick wall. I think it's quite nicely utilizes the space, so it fits through the back of that gap of the TIE Bomber. So it does make use of the vertical space to display both of them, and it's quite stable, I think. Hasn't dropped so far. Next to it, we have some 501st Troopers, as well as 2 of the 501st Walkers, and the Resistance Y-Wing from 2019 at the back there. Really nice kit, although I'm a bit worried it's gonna yellow because it's exposed to quite a lot of sunlight. And there are 2 CGC comics at the back just for display. I might try and fit the Hoth ATST on this display as well. Moving on to the lower shelves, here's my Nighthorn army. So I got most of these kits from the Mortal Realms magazines as well as the starter sets. So I honestly didn't spend that much on this army, although it's quite sizable. I think it's about, last I checked, it's about 3,500 points. I still have some Hex Raves as well as Spirit Host to add to this army here. And yeah, I still got one Mortis Engine, which is on a lower shelf because it's just too tall to fit on this one. Most of this army is painted, although I still have a few more here and there to touch up, as well as the Lady Olander, which is really nice kit. I haven't painted that one yet. Next up with my Necron army. Also didn't spend too much on these because I got some of them from the starter sets as well as the Imperium magazines. Still have a couple more units, a couple more issues of Imperium I've yet to assemble and build because I just don't really have much space to display all of them for the time being. So yeah, pretty cool army. Over here we've got some Sisters of Battle. I also acquired most of these from the Imperium magazine, so I think I only have like 15 models over here. Only painted 3 of them so far because I'm still deciding on like a finalized paint scheme. I'm not sure if I'm going to expand on this unit. Next up, we've got some Stormcast models here. Quite a simple army to paint, lots of Retributor armor, Reckland Flashshade and Kentor Blue. So most of these were from the Age of Sigmar starter sets a couple years ago. So I also didn't spend that much on this army. Over here with probably my worst painted army, this is the Imperial Fist army I started back in, I think end of 2018 or early 2019. So back then I wasn't really sure how to paint, and some of these models were just painted, I just painted yellow over the plastic, so it didn't really stick well. You can see it looks a bit faded, a bit messed up. So yeah, pretty bad, but it was a learning experience, so I guess I did learn from that, and yellow is a hard color to paint. Over here with a small Zinj force. I do have a box of Blue Horrors as well, but I wasn't really planning to start a Zinj army. It was basically like a mini day painting challenge I had with a friend a couple years ago. This is my Tyranid force, probably one of my bigger 40k armies. So Tyranids were the main reason I got into 40k. I really like the look of the aliens. Yeah, quite a few of them are unfinished. I've been procrastinating on them for quite a while. I did purchase the Start Collecting box years ago, as well as some individual units. But yeah, some of these kits look pretty dated, but I still think they look really cool. So hoping they release more Tyranid units this year. And I do want to expand on this force. Over here we have some Death Guard units. So I got this from the No Fear starter box and I added like 2 units of Death Guards. We've got some Sylvaneth units over there, Retributor Prime, some units from the Slaves of Darkness army box that came out last year. Marathi, pretty cool Daughter of Cain leader unit. The Demon Prince. Really like this model. Probably my most recent model I painted a couple months ago. Haven't really painted in a while. This is the Mortis engine. Really nice large centerpiece here, but it's a bit too tall to fit my Nighthorn's display. This is an Imperial Knight, haven't finished building it yet, but yeah, it looked pretty cool. Some of the Space Marines from the Nonofia set. This is my current Blood Angels army, and probably my biggest 40k army as of now. I do have a couple more units that I purchased, but I just haven't built them because I have no space to display them. I've got a Storm Raven gunship, several speeder bikes, as well as the what do you call that? The ATVs. Yeah, I've got a couple good deals from the Imperial magazine, so I'm planning to expand this force, but just no space to display them for now. So I'm gonna have to move some of my older models away. This bottom shelf contains my Bandai kits, as well as some random small Warhammer miniatures that I don't have space to display. Initially, I had two shelves dedicated to Gundam, so one higher shelf above this one, which was where all my master grades were. But I just had too many Warhammer kits to display, and they were a lot more fragile, so I ended up shifting some of my Gundams into boxes to store. I do miss my Gundams, but I just don't have space to display them all. So for now, I just got my high grades on display. So that's about it for my display for now. Space is always limited, so I do have to switch things up from time to time. I do want to make more space for my Star Wars helmet, so I'm probably going to keep the DC and Marvel ones away. I've also got Archaon and Belakor I want to add to my Slaves of Darkness army. But Warhammer models are always so fragile, so once I build them up, it's hard to keep them somewhere else. Probably going to make space in the smaller units, so like the Imperial Fist army and some of the not so well painted units. I'll probably keep them aside. I also want to add more space for my Bandai Star Wars kit, so I'm probably going to make space in the high grade Gundam section. So keep some of the not so nice models at the back away, make space for some Star Wars stuff. But that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos to come soon.